from a secret location in Hollywood. It's the Tom Leykis Show.
You don't get me, huh?
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning in to the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No, I am your host. Write down our toll-free telephone number. You're gonna need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are, together again on the radio. And I am looking at an email sent to me by a listener, and because I don't want him to get in trouble, he didn't think ahead and ask me to keep his name out of it, but I'm going to do it. Because if his wife hears me reading this, it's to cause real problems for him. But here is the email from a listener who says the following. My wife is a stay-at-home wife and has been for a few years. When I first met my wife, she looked perfect. Perfect waking up in the morning or going to bed at night. I know you're probably saying that nobody looks perfect in the morning, but she would actually get up earlier than me to make sure she looked perfect when I would wake up. This had been the case for 8 years. Till about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, she began wearing sweats around the house. Not sexy sweats, but baggy ones, like the ones I would wear to go to the gym. Plus, her hair was not done up, and her usual way of looking perfect became a thing that was forgotten. I asked her, why? I asked her, what's wrong? Here's her answer. I feel like our love now transcends material looks. He said, at this point, I felt betrayed. I felt the woman I married was no longer going to resurface. I thought long and hard how to remedy this problem, and I came up with the perfect solution. For 2 weeks, I did not take her out, nor was I seen with her outside of our house. She finally asked me yesterday what was wrong, and I point-blank told her that she looks like a slob. I didn't want to be seen with a woman who looks like crap. At this point, she did what all women in the typical scenario do, cried. She claimed I didn't love her. I didn't care for her feelings. The fact is that I met and married a hottie, and I would like to keep a hottie. Isn't that a word that chicks use to describe hot chicks? Do guys say that? What would the guys here at the studio say if I came in and said, guys, I was with a real hottie over the weekend? Even if I was, I wouldn't say it like that. The moment I let her become a slob, she will never return to the beautiful girl I know. I had to nip it in the bud. He says, you need to teach these youngsters to express their discontent at the point it happens. Guys wait years until they decide to take some action on their feelings towards their unhappiness in a relationship. Nip it in the bud. And he signed it, but I'm not going to give his name. He's absolutely right. He is absolutely right. You can't let these things drag on. By the way, I'm guilty. I did the same thing. And I will tell you, I'll tell you exactly what happened. I've discussed this on the air before, but I want to put it into this context. I was with a reasonably attractive woman who one day decided that her bedroom attire... Well, first of all, one time she came to bed naked, which was my fave, okay? Lingerie is fine and all that, but what I like best is just some bare skin. I like it. So I was with somebody who used to do that. She used to just hop into the sack, get under the covers, and get right up against me, and it was fantastic. Then one day, for whatever reason, and you know how broads' minds work, you know, they feel like they gained 5 pounds, or they passed their 30th or 35th birthday or something like that, or they saw a wrinkle or a gray hair or something. One day she started coming to bed covered up, but did she wear something attractive? No. You know what business I'm in. I'm in the, not just the radio business, I'm in the advertising and marketing business. That's what I do. And at home, as you might imagine, you know, people in this business, we have all those tchotchkes around the house. You know, all the promotional tchotchkes over the years that people give us. I've got keychains for defunct radio stations like Pirate Radio. I've got coffee mugs with the names of radio stations who've gone and bit the dust years ago. I've got beer koozies for defunct ad agencies. My house is full of this stuff. And in addition to all of that, I have got stacks and stacks, I mean drawers full, of T-shirts with logos advertising products that at one time or another have advertised in my program, or defunct radio stations. That's right, lots of them. And one day she decided she settled on a gray, like, you know, she was super thin, and it was this like 3XL T-shirt, this gray T-shirt for Samuel Adams. I'll never forget it. She would walk around wearing nothing but this T-shirt for Samuel Adams. And by the way, she looked like she was swimming in this T-shirt. There was no form to her body at all. It was like a big tent draped over. You couldn't tell if she was wearing anything underneath or not. You couldn't see the form of her body, nothing. It was just a big tent draped over her body. And every night, that's what she wore to bed. No more coming to bed naked. No more coming to bed in anything sexy. Nothing. That was it. And, you know, rather than complaining about it right away, I thought it was a phase. I thought maybe we had a cold front coming into town and she needed to wear something to bed or something. But no, that became the nightly attire. By the way, she wore it for years. And there came a time when I said to her, hey, wait a minute, you know, you never get naked anymore. And she didn't think it was any big deal. And this T-shirt by now, I mean, Sam Adams is a great beer, okay? And I enjoy drinking it very much. But like any T-shirt, the T-shirt was starting to look pretty ratty after all that time. Didn't stop her from continuing to wear it. It was like a baby with a baby blanket. It was like your little puppy dog, pulling that stuffed animal around that he tore the head off of years ago. You know, she just continued to wear the same ratty, gray Samuel Adams T-shirt to bed every night. And I'm supposed to get aroused looking at this. I mean, you can see why they invent pills like Viagra and Cialis. I am supposed to become aroused at the sight of this. And after a while, she can't figure out why I have no interest in having sex with her. Like I've completely lost interest. You need to step in. That when somebody comes in dressed like that to your bedroom, or when somebody walks around the house dressed in sweats like this chick, you have to nip that stuff in the bud. You have to say, absolutely not, no way, not acceptable, change it. And you have to put up with that day of her crying and saying you don't love her, blah, blah, blah. You are looking out for the best interest of trying to keep whatever remaining arousal is there. Because let's face it, after you've seen that same body for a long time, you get bored. And that's the fact. We just read a story about this recently, about men married 3 to 5 years begin to have erectile dysfunction. That's what ultimately happens. They have erectile dysfunction. That's right. And so, personally, I think my way works a lot better to prevent ED stay UM, unmarried. And you would be amazed. You will be aroused at the sight of anything because it's all new all the time. It's always good. ED is for guys who, have the same exact thing to look at all the time. Or worse, something that gets fatter, older, or the T-shirt gets rattier and rattier as time goes on. Those are the guys with ED. ED is not a syndrome. It's not a disease. You shouldn't have to take it. If you have to take a pill, if you have to take a goddamn pill to get aroused, you need to change it up. You do. That's it. Jesus. Now, I'm wondering if you are in a situation like this. Are you with somebody who was hot, hot, hot? And now you come home like the guy who writes in, and you're looking at somebody who looks like crap. They don't wear makeup. Their hair is a mess. They dress like crap. You're embarrassed to be seen with them. Do you know how many times I see a guy... When we were spending time in places like Portland and Seattle, we would see a lot of this. You would see a guy who was in reasonably great shape. A guy who's, maybe late 30s, maybe he's 40 years old, looks great. And there he is with that big ball of goo that he walks around with, who can barely fit her engagement ring on that middle finger anymore. And these two are walking around. She looks like his mother. But she's really the wife. Now, I know I'm talking to some people out there right now. This is like coming right at your heart, right? You're feeling my blade as it's beginning to plunge into you, right? Because I'm talking about you. And you don't know what to do about it. You don't have the balls to tell her, hey, this is going to have to change, or I can't stay here anymore. You don't have the balls to do it. So you continue to tolerate being with somebody who is just one big slob, or maybe a little skinny slob. Doesn't matter. Or maybe she just doesn't look as good as she used to. She just doesn't take care of herself. Keep in mind, the reason you agreed to sign up for this and give up half of everything you own or more in the event of a failure is because you were expecting to have the person you married. But you don't have that anymore. You've got a woman who just does not get it done for you. You don't feel aroused. You're embarrassed by her. Are you with somebody like this right now?
1-800-5800-TOM.
There you are, kissing some 60-year-old guy. How disgusting. You slut.
Oh, no. I know the slut, but thank you.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. Let's make part of our program. We read you an email from a listener who was with a woman who was hot, hot, hot. And then after 8 years, she suddenly stopped doing her makeup, stopped doing her hair, walked around in sweats all the time. And he told her it was unacceptable, and she cried. What do you think about that? 1-800-5800-TOM. Can you relate to this? Jake on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. I'm amazed to be on here. I've been listening to you so long and hadn't talked to you yet. Anyway, I've never been married. I'm 24 years old, but I just got out of a relationship, thank God, with a single mother of 2 children. And she, 9 months ago when I had started going with her, was very attractive, very hot. She kept it. She was in the gym and everything, going to bed in a nice little piece of nothing, basically. And as the months progressed, it just got bigger and bigger, subtly, more and more. She wanted to go to the gym and start hitting that. So I said, okay, I'm going to get a membership with you. I did that. Never went with her once. I kept training my martial arts on the side, but she just wouldn't go with me, made excuses, had to do this, working late, whatever. And just never seemed to happen. And it just started blowing up on me, like you said. And it was very difficult to see on one hand because of not being sexually attracted to her anymore, but on the other too, it was just like the damper of the mood on me because she would be so bitchy about it, especially on the period.
She was only going to the gym to sucker another sucker in like she did with the guy who knocked her up.
I think you're right. I do.
This is why I tell you to avoid the single mothers at all costs.
Yeah, and my dad told me that. My other father had told me that too. My biological father, you know, and I finally listen to him now. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're now you're seeing what we've been telling you.
Yeah, it was such a hard road, and I was just very naive about it. And just to all the other guys who are 25 and 24 and under or whatever, I mean, just don't even go there. It's difficult. I can't. You know what I mean?
All right, let's just review. You thought you knew more than the professor.
Okay. All right. I'm guilty as charged.
Right?
I'm guilty. My bad, man. And I was listening to you before I even got with her. I don't know what happened. I fell off track is what happened. I don't think I had turned your radio station on until I started to realize that I wasn't going to be with this woman anymore. I just couldn't do it. It wasn't sensible. It wasn't going to work. I want to take care of myself, finish my education, and keep getting more ass in the toilet seat.
What did she say when you dumped her? What did she say?
Oh man, there was so many things said in the mix there, but
I mean, did she know you were dumping her because she was turning into a fat slob?
Well, I think there was a little bit of envy in the mix about me constantly being on my training cycle, and on her side that she kind of felt like left out and left at home and this and that. But she was just projecting the fact that she wasn't getting on the boat with. I'm sorry, Tom.
Yeah.
Excuse me for that, man. Anyway, and I think she just realized that I needed to go and take care of myself, and that was just one of the other reasons in there. I didn't really want to throw it at her and make her feel that bad, you know what I mean? I just wanted to let it go, and that was a big reason for me, though. I don't know. I didn't tell her for the next guy, though.
Oh, boy.
Maybe I should have told her for the next guy.
Well, that's not your problem what happens with the next guy. Because she is in, you have to understand, she is in a mode. The mode is she looks hot, she looks banging, she looks bangable when she's trying to get a guy.
Yeah.
Well, and by the way, this is no accident. Because, I belong to a gym, and I go, and what kind of women do I see in there? Single women. Or women who just broke up with their boyfriends and husbands.
Oh, totally.
How often do I see a married woman who has a husband at home coming to the gym? Almost never.
No kidding. No, it was somebody on your show a long time ago had said something that, like, she went from Victoria's Secret to flannel. I remember that phrase. It stuck out, and it started to stick out more and more in my mind when it was becoming more prominent in the home.
Yeah.
So,
if women can dress any way they want. They can be as fat as they like, but they're not going to do it on my watch.
Right. And, I mean, for your own good, too. You know, nobody wants to be around. I mean, if you're not attracted to them, that's a huge part.
Right.
But it only makes it worse if they're going to be a bitch in the meantime and sour about it. I mean, those are just two combos that I don't even want to be around.
Right.
So, anyway, I'm so happy to be on the show and actually talking to you. I'm a big fan, and you actually saved me from a real big drama, pregnancy scare, whole lot of mess that I should have listened to you for.
Wait a minute, there was a pregnancy scare with the single mom, too?
Negative. This was with a relationship I had previously that actually was when I had first listened to your name. And then after that, now everything's just changing. It has to, you know.
Now, is it all starting to make sense now?
Yeah, that pregnancy scare, by the way, she had lied about it, and I had made her take a pregnancy test in front of me, and it said negative, and that's how I figured out it was all a lie. But I was turned on to the reality of how vulnerable we really are, and if we don't take responsibility for our actions, it's not going to go right at all.
That is right.
Anyway, hey, I got to get going. I got to go back to my second job right now, but thank you, and I'll be back listening to you. Have a good day.
Jake, thank you. Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Here is Michael on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Doing great.
Well, I'm driving along and I'm listening, and you're talking right to me.
I knew it.
I was engaged a couple years ago, and I actually got out of my engagement because she started getting fat. And I told her I didn't like it, and I got out of it. And I started listening to you at the time. You're one of the reasons why I got out. So I got to thank you.
Did you tell her that? Did you tell her?
What's that?
Did you tell her that?
You know what's funny? I'm an atheist, and we were going to those Catholic, we were engaged. We were going to those Catholic classes, you know, a bunch of crap anyway. Well, they were talking to us about being honest with each other and what you don't like, and that's where I told her, I don't like that you got fat. And it was right there in Santa Barbara. She started crying. I was like, listen, that's why I'm not having sex with you anymore, you know? So that's the reason why, and I had to get out, and that's what I did. And I got more ass than a toilet seat.
I love that.
But I got to say thank you very much, Tom. You saved what was left of my 20s. Thank you very much. And to all the guys out there, be honest with the ladies, because you're not going to be honest with yourself. You're not going to be happy with yourself, and that's what counts mostly.
And let's review. You were going to get married, and she got fat.
Yes, she got fat. She got fat.
And so that was it.
That was it. I was out. How would you say, Tom? I'm out.
Out.
Out. Thank you, Tom. Blow me up, please.
D-U-N done, for God's sake. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Here comes Stuart in Portland, Oregon, home of the other white meat on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How's it going today?
Great.
Yeah, this one kind of hits home. I got something for your listeners here. I've been married for 14 years now. My wife was a total hottie when we got married. And popped out a couple kids, you know, gained a few pounds, started wearing the sweats around the house. I didn't moan. I didn't complain. You know, I'm a fairly good-looking guy, so I took her out to a couple clubs here, and after a couple of Portland's finest started hitting on me and stuff like that, her attitude changed pretty dang quick. Started going to the gym, Weight Watchers, everything she could do to, you know, make sure that kind of stuff never happens again. Now, she's built 10 times better than the day we married her, and she was 18 back then. It's I mean, you don't have to bitch, you don't have to moan. Just show them what, you know, what could be happening, you know, on the outside if they, you know, if they don't change their ways.
Well, that's why women do that, because they feel there's no more competition. They've got you, and that's that.
There. Men with wedding rings on, I'm telling you, there's more tail to be had out there just by wearing.
Well, I told you, we have a former staff member who went down to the jewelry district here in Los Angeles and bought himself a cheap gold wedding band and wore it out to bars because he got chicks to pick up on him constantly.
Absolutely. I haven't spent too much time, you know, in the single scene. I was young when I got married and all, but I'm telling you.
Evidence of that is that you're calling it the single scene.
Well, it is. You know, I mean, to me it was. You know, I don't know.
Hey, I'm a hipster. I'm on the single scene.
But, yeah, I mean, I've gotten more hits on me, you know, wearing my wedding ring than my single friends do, you know, and they're, you know, they all got good jobs, drive nice cars, you know, dress nice and stuff like that. And my wife just seeing that, it's like, holy crap, man, it's, you know, I need to get my butt in shape. And
that's why I'm so happy being unmarried, because every woman I ever meet knows that they do not have that hold on me, that the competition never ends, it's always there. They know.
Well, they don't know initially, but once you kind of ease them into the fact, I think they open their eyes pretty dang quick.
Thank you for that, Stuart.
Hey, can you take me out with a bong hit with no cough? Because coughing's for pussies.
Here you go, Stuart.
Thanks, Tom.
Oh, I thought he was going to say no cough or something. I didn't know that was the end. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone. One of them, he says no cough. So when the guy said he wanted one with no cough, I thought that was the one he was going to get. Oh, well. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Yeah, we're breaking in a new guy. That's it. He can't know the whole library of stuff that Brett's stuffed away in there. He can't know all that. For God's sake. This is Ellen on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey,
I've
Ellen.
talked to you a few times.
Thank you.
Okay, here's the girls' view on it. I see so many of my girlfriends buying those stupid flannel pants with little teddy bears on it and the little floppy, ugly, you know, whatever they're called, slippers to go with it. I think that the only thing you should be wearing in bed is a pair of stripper pumps, and that is it. Your man is going to leave you if you start dressing in those flannel pajamas.
By the way,
ugly things.
Although they're not as hot as they were a few years ago, any woman wearing Uggs or anything that looked like Uggs I'm not making that. Women, by the way, women think I'm making this up. Uggs are called Uggs for a reason. The guy in Australia who invented them, it was short for ugly.
Yeah, look at the women that wear them and then look up to their face.
But even there are hot chicks. Are you kidding? I will never forget when Jennifer Aniston a few years ago started wearing them, and then other chicks started wearing them. Remember when Jennifer Aniston was like the style arbiter for all women, like whatever her hair was, women all wanted to look like her.
Oh, yeah.
And she started wearing Uggs, and then all these women started wearing them. There is nothing less sexy. I don't care who you are.
How about those pants, those flannel pants that have all the characters on them? You see them at the store, and then they buy the little, booties to match them. Isn't that cute?
Well, or if you have to wear pants that say juicy on them, I know you're anything but.
I agree with you, Tom. I agree with you 100% on this topic. Ladies need to get it together. Do not go to bed looking like trash. And Samuel Adams' T-shirt. Do not wear a free T-shirt to bed. That's not going to work.
Don't wear a T-shirt you paid for to bed, for God's sake.
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. Blow me up, please.
I'll blow you up, baby. Here you go. And I got to say, there are alternatives, ladies. I mean, if you feel you have to wear a pair of pants that has the word pink on it, you could be doing something better than that. For example,
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
How you doing today, my man?
do you care?
I care so much my wife thinks I need therapy.
This is the Tom Leykis Show.
From Hollywood, it's the Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of the program. We began this hour with an email from a listener who is tired of his wife looking like a slob, and he told her, I'm not taking you out in public anymore. I don't want to be seen with somebody who looks like crap. And she cried. I'm wondering how many of you out there are in a position like this with somebody who, now that she's got you, just, walks around in sweats, walks around with her hair unkempt, walks around with an extra 20, 30, 40, 50, 75 pounds. And what you've done about it. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Trent on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, what's going on?
Not much. What's happening?
Not much. I'm just cruising, listening to you, and, it's like just reliving my past right now. And I just had to call up and tell you, I had a girlfriend for about 2.5 years, and this was before I started listening to you. And I heard a show about beating dogs, and, it just opened my eyes wide up. But same thing, we got together. She was smoking hot, nice little butt and everything. And, we used to have sex all the time. And then, after about a year, we moved in and we started talking about marriage. And, just like that, she started gaining the weight. And, I couldn't take it anymore. And she was bitching all the time. And I just had to get out. And I told her, and she started crying. And she was like, why? We were talking about marriage and all this stuff. And I was just like, I'm not attracted to you anymore. I can't help it. And
how did she react?
Oh, she was heartbroken. She called me for months afterwards, and she still calls me periodically, and I just block her number.
By the way, she went back to the gym after you. I guarantee it. She took the fork out of her mouth. I guarantee it.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. And, I should have seen it coming, too, because she was saying how before we got together, how she used to be fat because she got all comfortable in a relationship and stuff, but she swore she'd never go back to that. And I saw pictures of her when she was fat, and believe me, not attractive at all. But I was like, she says she's not going to go back, and then she started gaining the weight, and as soon as she started gaining the weight, I didn't want to take her out anywhere. Why would I?
Yeah, do you want your friends seeing that?
No, I didn't even want to take her to family functions or anything, and, but you know what? Ever since I started listening to you, Tom, you've turned my life around. The father I've never had.
I love that. You're not going to tolerate that crap. You're not going to tolerate it.
No, and you know what? I've been handing out phone numbers left and right, going out on dates left and right, and you know what? My sex life has never been better.
Of course, you're getting more ass than a toilet seat. And you want to see chicks when they are trying to get your attention, not after they feel like they already got you and they can take you for granted.
Exactly. And you know what? No chick is ever going to get me again, Tom.
Sounds good to me, Trent.
Hey, can you blow me up?
Yes, I can. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. This is Jeff on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, you are speaking to me. I was engaged to a woman for 4 years that looked better than anything.
Really?
And the week after we came back from our honeymoon, she started dressing down. Within a year, she didn't even fit into the clothes that she was dressing down into.
Are you serious?
I am serious. And so I started giving her gifts, like a workout membership. I started giving her workout equipment because she had every excuse not to leave the house. And I did this for years. And so finally I had enough and just got rid of her. I had made a date with her because we'd been having problems because of her weight to take her to the claim jumper. And when we got down there, I told her I was going to order dinner for the both of us, and I ordered her a dry salad, and she just went ballistic. She made such a scene, and she left, and I sat there and I ate my ribs. I'm in good shape. I take care of myself, so I can do that. But after that, it was done. She moved out.
That's fantastic.
It's great. It was great, and I took such satisfaction in watching her cry because I had to pump that thing for so many years.
I just wouldn't have put up with it as long as you did. I'd have been out.
I giving the chances and remembering what she looked like, and just forget it. It comes to a point when no man should ever have to put his face in something like that. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
So you've seen the sweaty rolls of fat, they kind of chafe against each other.
Oh, God.
Like under her boobs, she's sweating a little bit.
No, it was everything. The chins, I should say, plural. It was just a nightmare.
She had more chins than the Chinese phone book, is what you're telling me?
Oh, God, yeah.
Really?
Hey, man, thanks. Flush me down the toilet.
I'll flush you down the toilet, baby. Here you go. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Have you been in this situation? Have you been with somebody who started out hot? Maybe you're in this situation right now. She started out hot, and then once she had you in her back pocket, she started to chunk up, chopped her hair off, or the hair got all unkempt, started dressing like a slob, looking like a slob in public. Has this happened to you? 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. By the way, those angry, bitter fatties aren't even calling in to defend themselves. They're hiding under the table. That's where they are. They're hiding under the table with their knife and fork in hand. That's where they are. 1-800-5800-866. Brett on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Afternoon, Tom. First time, long time.
Yes.
I'm actually just calling. I was in a long-term relationship for probably about 4.5 years.
Right.
When I started dating her, I was in college. She was about 5'10", maybe 125, 130 pounds.
Right.
4.5 years, never saw her go to the gym. Got down to the point, I finally said, I got to dump this bitch. She was 5'10", 210 pounds.
Oh, what do we tell you? What do we tell you about having a girlfriend at that age anyway?
Oh, you know what? I was up in Tacoma, Washington at the time. Big fan. And you know what? I thought I was smarter than the father. And like all the other guys who call, I was wrong.
Of course.
And I just wanted to thank you. You were a big inspiration to me finally getting free. And, yeah, I'd love for you to blow me up.
I'll blow you up right now. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Mark on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
No, I'm Tom. You're Mark.
Fine. Tom, how you doing?
Great.
Oh, I just wanted to tell you I have been listening to you for a long time, taking a lot of your advice, had a few girlfriends, and I have a rule that I go by, and I let them know immediately. They say, do you like fat women? I say, absolutely not. And I said, well, here's my rule. If you don't like it, you can get out. You have 5 pounds to play with. You go over 5 pounds, you gain 5 pounds, you're out of here. I have these women actually work really hard to decrease their weight instead of increase their weight. I date nice, beautiful women, and it's worked out fine so far.
Is that so?
They go over 5 pounds, and I said, you're looking a little thick. You need to go.
I love that.
And it's great. It's worked out, and a lot of girls are getting weight. They're like, well, you don't like me for who I am? I was like, I don't date fat women. That's it. You're gone.
And how do they react to that when you say that?
Oh, they don't like it. They're like, why can't I just, you don't like me for who I am, like, heart-wise? I was like,
no, we don't.
No.
We like you for what you look like.
Correct.
And the only reason we continue seeing you, we like you for who you are and the package you came in.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see you for how I first met you.
Yes.
I don't want to see you get comfortable with me.
If I buy an expensive car like a Mercedes or a Lexus or a BMW or something, and it gets into a little fender bender, I still like the car for what it is. It's still a luxury car. Well, it doesn't look as good as it did, and so I'm not as enthusiastic about it as I was, and I may end up trading it in for a new model.
Oh, yeah. I want to keep upgrading, not downgrading.
That's right. So if the car doesn't get fixed, it gets traded or sold.
Oh, yes.
When are the chicks going to realize this is how it's supposed to be?
Yeah, but you and I need to go out one of these days and hang out. This would be great.
Yes. Mike, thank you for that. This is Destiny. Destiny hung up at the last minute on the Tom Leykis Show. Mark, hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Great.
Just wanted to call in, let you know that I've been there, I've done that. I was a young guy who got his girlfriend pregnant. She was a young hottie still in high school. I was an early college student. Anyways, long story short, she was a Jehovah's Witness, and Dad tried to intimidate me, got me to marry her. Married about 3 years, and then she turned into a fat pig.
Really?
Yeah, had to go. Got out of the marriage, thank God, and it took a lot, but I'm still a good dad, but I just couldn't be married to that fat anymore. Just couldn't happen. So now I got me a new hottie, we got a great family, and I'm doing better than ever.
I love that.
Yeah, life is a lot better. Leaving a fat pig who's a Jehovah's Witness was a good thing for me.
You never should get with somebody like that anyway. Those are religious cultists. You have to belong to the same cult they do.
Well, here's the bad part. I'm out of that cult now, and my mom's in that cult, and she doesn't talk to me. Yeah. But you know what? I'm still happy. I got a great life going.
That's good for you.
A great life going. But anyways, can you take me out with my favorite thing, bong rips?
Of course. Roger on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Roger.
Pleasure to talk to the mogul.
I know it is.
Well, I just wanted to call and say I had a different take. You have to be aware of the girls that stay hot.
You think they cheat on you?
That's what happened.
Well, that's why you never, yes, you see, I would say that's the other thing. If you're married and a woman goes to the gym without telling you or without asking if you think it's a good idea, then the chances are she's up to no good.
Yeah, and I'd watch her. Her weight would get up, and she'd be nice to me, and then all of a sudden she'd drop weight, and she didn't want to have anything to do with me. And I later on found out every time that was happening, that's when she had someone she was cheating on me with.
Not entirely wrong. I will tell you that, Roger. Our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com, Tom@blowmeuptom.com, or visit our website. Hear our show streaming live. Just go to blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.